Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today's tip is 412, and it's overcoming rumination. And rumination is just that idea of worrying about things. And I used to ruminate a lot. I have worked really hard not to ruminate anymore. I didn't actually even realize I was doing it until somebody pointed it out to me. And I was listening to a video from Doc V earlier today, and at the video finished, it went into one about rumination, and it reminded me that that was probably a big thing for me to overcome. So I thought I would share. And just for people that aren't familiar, rumination is just excessively thinking about thoughts and experiences that are negative feelings. So kind of what it is that you stay in that place of not feeling good. You look at everything as disappointed. Well, hi, you, Pendra, good to see you. So that ruminating is a thing of, if we ruminated in a place of feeling good, that would be a beautiful tool. But for me, I used to ruminate in a place of what's going to go wrong, what can I plan for what's going to go wrong. Everything is, it used to be like I'd wake up and I would think that, okay, what is everything that could possibly go wrong? And I would start my days feeling in places of not such a good place. I didn't feel good. I wasn't hopeful. I wasn't curious. I wasn't excited. I wasn't moving myself forward. Well, what I found over time is that if you allow yourself to stay in that place of a negative rumination or a negative thought, you get caught up in feeling bad, and opportunities and avenues of great things miss you because you're not open to seeing them. And it's interesting because Doc V, I was live in his group at the end of last week, and I said that the biggest thing that I had changed since I joined his group was that I gained self-worth, self-confidence. And his response was, that is what will equal weight loss, is you've got to get your self-confidence, you've got to get your self-worth. So when today, after his video that I listened to for him today, when it talked about rumination, I'm like, that is really where I got hung up. So just as a reminder for everyone, rumination is that place where you just think everything is not going to go as you want it to. You're always feeling bad. You're not feeling hopeful. You're not feeling good. And the problem with rumination, negative rumination, is that it can lead to places of depression and anxiety, post-traumatic stress syndrome, phobias, all of that kind of place where we don't want to live. And through working through with meditations and affirmations and positive pre-paving statements that I learned from Zara Mahoon in Unlimited, I know that I don't have to live in that place of negative. And ironically, these articles I was looking at, which were from, it was a Medical News Today that talked about rumination. It said that, one, rumination can occur for single events. It doesn't have to be, like post-traumatic stress syndrome, depression, all those things can cause rumination, but it can also occur because you had a job loss, you had an illness, you had a failed relationship, you're a perfectionist, all these things that create low self-esteem or low self-worth. So what they were pointing out are tools that I've had into play the past couple of years through the challenge group, but I figured a mention of it couldn't hurt anyone, is that the way you overcome it is that you have to limit triggers. If you know, like Doc V talks all the time about how the news triggers him to go into that place of not feeling good. If the news triggers you, don't watch it. If magazines, like they were saying, if somebody's struggling with weight and they want to lose weight and fashion magazines make them feel bad about themselves, then don't spend a lot of time inside fashion magazines because you know it's not going to make you feel good. I found, and the article talked about things that will make you feel good, is nature. I love walking in the morning when the sun's coming up, the beautiful colors in the sky. I love watching how many creatures I can see, animals, bunnies, birds, cats. I saw a cat this morning, and I'm thinking the cat was far from where it normally is from. It's fed, but it wanders around. But I love to see nature, bunnies, butterflies, all kinds of stuff. So I love that part of it. And it's saying that will help you overcome that rumination and that not feeling good. It talks about exercise. So I guess I'm doing a couple things at once and I didn't realize it. I'll be listening to I am affirmations, or I'll be listening to positive thought statements. I'll be walking, which is the exercise, and I'll be watching nature, which makes me feel good. So maybe that's that triple whammy. And for me, I put it in my routine. It's a daily routine early in the morning. And if I don't do that early in the morning, if I don't walk, meditate, and gratitude journal, my day just doesn't feel as good. And I incorporate that at night too. I always do like a pre-paving at night. I want to go to bed now. I want to sleep well. I want my body to relax and rejuvenate. I want to wake up feeling energized and eager for my day. That is Zara Mahoon in her Unlimited 40-Day Journal. And I put that into play every day. So I think in practicing and getting myself in a habit of saying positive statements to overcome all the ruminating thoughts that I used to have has been a huge, huge help to me. So again, ruminating is when you get yourself caught in that place of thinking negative thoughts all the time. It can be triggered by post-truth. According to medical news today, it can be caused by post-traumatic stress syndrome. It can be caused by phobias, depression. It can be caused by all those things. It can also be caused by a single event, like an illness, a failed relationship, a job loss. So rumination is something that we can all face at points in our life. I guess the key is identifying it if you don't have tools into play to help you every day. And for me, like I said, I've realized now that walking, greeting the sunrise, and looking for nature's animals are all tools that overcome it. So that is the things they say will overcome it. Limit triggers. If the news triggers you, don't spend a lot of time in the news. If magazines and fashion magazines about super, super thin people and you're battling with your weight triggers you, don't spend a lot of time in those magazines. Find the thing that makes you feel good. For me, I like nature. I like walking. And when they say exercise, I think something just as simple as movement will move you forward on that. So find something that you can move, whether it's walking, whether it's jogging, whether it's maybe it's just an outdoor activity, maybe bouncing a ball off a wall, but just something that makes you feel good. It just talks about finding something to distract you. Maybe you find a good book you want to read or a good podcast you want to listen to, or music that makes you feel good. Building puzzles, even something simple like I'll look for 4-leaf clovers. That's something a grandparent taught me. And to this day, and it's pattern recognition. I look down at the grass and I know what a 3-leaf looks like. So if I see something that's out of the ordinary, to connect it up, or I just have to separate, or it's a possibility it's a 4 or more leaf clover. Do you see them all the time? No, but it's kind of that feel good when you do find one. Magazines, books that make you feel good, affirmations, meditations. And like I said, for me, I start every day with a routine with meditation, some form of like walking, music, that kind of thing. And I end every day with some form of affirmation or meditation, just so that my mind knows it's time to feel good and I don't want all that other nonsense. I used to wake up ruminating a lot, and that was part of the reason I get up and I walk out the door really. I trained my animals to want a treat in the morning so that I can't lay in bed and ruminate. So look for the ways you can help yourself to feel better, because rumination just doesn't feel good, and you want to live life with joy, happiness, excitement, curiosity, and hope for an amazing future. So let's go out there and let's start those steps towards that amazing future with curiosity, hope, desire, and a drive to find out what beautiful things await us. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.